All right, let's talk about the famous midlife crisis at 40. Did I have one? Of course. And the best part is that I'm grateful for it. Because if it hadn't happened, I'd probably still be on autopilot living well, but with that nagging feeling that something was missing. It's funny how it happens to so many of us. Suddenly, at this age, we start exercising, eating healthy, seeking spirituality, and becoming experts in intermittent fasting. And yes, I'm that walking cliche, but I take it very seriously. Before my big awakening at 40, my life wasn't exactly a disaster. I had a job, family, friends, and honestly, I didn't see the need to change anything. But everything was in good enough mode. Nothing was terrible, but nothing was truly great either. And yes, I drank a lot. I never considered myself an alcoholic, because come on, I wasn't waking up on a sidewalk unable to remember my name. But when alcohol starts causing problems in your marriage and your relationship with your daughter, it's time for a reality check. And mine came in the form of an ultimatum from my wife. Either you stop drinking, or you leave. That was when life shook me up and forced me to start looking for answers, and like a good 40-something in crisis, I began exploring everything I used to find boring. That's when Buddhism entered my life, not as a religion, but as a philosophy. The idea of observing my thoughts without identifying with them blew my mind. Then came meditation, cold showers, because apparently I'm a purposeful masochist now, and intermittent fasting. 4 years without breakfast, and I'm still alive. Who knew? Along the way, I also discovered Stoicism and cognitive behavioral psychology, and suddenly, everything started to make sense. I realized that the problem was never alcohol itself, but my relationship with life. Buddha said, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And the Stoics had their own version. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. That's when I understood that alcohol was just my excuse to avoid facing what I didn't want to deal with. And speaking of facing things, there's one moment that made me decide to build a strong physique. One day I struggled to tie my shoes. Yes, that's simple and ridiculous. I saw myself there, battling my own shoelaces, sweating more than I should. And I said, this cannot be my life. So I got my act together, and 4 years later, I can proudly say that yes, I'm very into fitness, but I don't do it just for aesthetics. I do it because the body reflects the mind. If I want a strong mind, my body has to be strong too. The message I want to leave here is simple. Whatever change you want to make in your life, it's a daily effort. It's not about reaching a goal and calling it a day. It's like mopping yourself clean every day, removing negative thoughts and filling your mind with things that uplift you. It's like going to the gym. If you stop training, you lose progress. The same goes for mental discipline. It's not about reaching happiness as a final destination. It's more like a constant state of searching, and in that search, you find peace and serenity. As Epictetus said, no one can hurt you without your consent. And as Viktor Frankl, the father of logotherapy, put it, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. So, if anything here resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Have you felt this need for change? How are you handling it? And most importantly, if you liked this reflection, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your experience. See you in the next video. Thanks for listening. These are just my personal reflections that I leave here in these little videos. I don't know if it's more like a blog or a journal, but they help me organize my thoughts. My name is Will, and I'm almost 45 years old now. This journey has been life-changing, and I'm excited to keep sharing it with you all.